All right. We're going to send you more updates of things with the trend for inside the Obodo, Nigeria. But right about now, we get to confirmation guests. We don't join us inside the studio. So if you not say you want to talk to our guests, all you guys do not to call the phone line 0700901901. We get the AAC, the African Action Congress presidential candidate, inside the studio in the person of Omoyele. We don't join us right about now. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
We greet you plentifully this Tuesday morning.
I greet you back.
Welcome back to Lagos.
Thank you very much.
After 3 years.
It passed 3 years.
Oh, it passed 3 years.
Yes.
How long?
About 3 years and a month now.
Wow, right now, just 3 years. How you feel like?
You know, for people like me, we do activism for a long time. Yeah, we always expect the worst and hope for the best.
Okay.
Yes, and that's part of the worst that can happen to me. So I'm always prepared for this.
How you feel like, say you enter Lagos after 3 years and 1 month?
It feels good, you know. So because it's Lagos that shaped my life. I became a full activist when I arrived at the University of Lagos in 1989. And ever since then, I've not looked back. My life changed after I stepped into Lagos.
You still be activist or politician?
No, I'll be activist.
There's a line between activism and politics.
No, they define activism. The team say the reason why I know one person called me a politician. Politician and name of person may not tell true. Talk true.
For where? For Nigeria, everywhere.
Well, everywhere. Even Americans, they will tell you say these are politicians. You know, they mean up saying that if they greet you good morning, better go outside, don't look tired.
All right, so you run for presidential state come 2023 under the AAC party, the African Action Congress. Tell us about your party.
The AAC party was established in 2018 when I come back from America, say I want to participate for election. Go around, I don't find any party where you get the interest to feed me them. That time 79 parties, 90, so we can't go register the party. And radical party, we get agenda to change Nigeria, we don't hide them. See, the way Nigeria they go is not acceptable to us, and we want to turn things around for the country. And we begin campaign immediately after they approve the party. Participate for the election in February. And after we finish the election, discover say election no the election. The selection then do. We begin campaign using the party for revolution now. And immediately they hijack the party.
I won't even go there. I want to ask how your party take be now, because right now as we prepare for 2023 election, many parties kata they inside. PDP, even APC, not too there well with them. The other party, where they may be Kachuku just the inside, they come out and the right and say they don't suspend them. Your party did together. At some point, they even said they don't suspend you.
Now
so why your party take bill now?
Hijack the party.
Okay.
All that time when I did detention, they just go do one kangaroo.
So as you come out, you hijack and back?
No, we hijack. we go court, we spent 3 years for court. One of our people come talk something they do wrong. Then they give us back our party. So the party don't come back to the real members and all that.
Alright, so I did very interested in what you talk now. You said the last election in 2019, saying a selection and you do.
Right.
I will not say you actually come in fifth with over 33,000 votes. Now, we see a lot of Nigerians actually go to vote.
That's 3,000 votes when they allocate.
You see them as allocation, but we see a lot of Nigerians actually come outside to vote. My question, you feel say Nigerians ready for people who go lead them? As like you talk, you say you are actually here to come out the pains of Nigerians. Are we ready for that?
You know, this question where you ask me, it make me sober. Well, because the experience where they get with our people, sometimes they wonder, just like they wonder, so say, she they ready for the change or the good things so that they look for. But the answer to say, anybody where they don't beat like them beat Nigeria since 1960. If you head correct 24/7, the best to try. Person where they don't take hunger wire, they take unemployment wire, you work, they don't pay you pension. You travel for roads, sure say if you reach your destination, you go farm, cow they chop your this thing, you go police station, police turn case against you. anything way negative, neither they bombard Nigerians. So generally, it will take a lot more than that human capacity where they're born you with to fit stand, make you the reason reasonably well. And they can't design everything against you. So what do you expect? And when the thing not gonna work, they shove you inside Babalawo house, Babalawo will shove you inside church, church will shove you back to mosque. You understand? The system they very convoluted, but now then design them like that. You know, from Igbo time, from colonial times, you know, but the thing say when we want to have this kind of conversation now, I don't want to talk about colonialism because the one where our people they do us now one was past now.
Okay.
In fact, some people will tell you say the road where Igbo still build still there.
Some places,
But,
yes.
But the one where our people build now the second in area they carry and go. So it's difficult. The question where, like I said, this question where you asked me now, philosophical question, you know, because now it's coming from a place even in your own heart as to how you take question. How we be like this? You understand? How we don't love ourselves? Because if you love yourself, at least you will work, go vote for leader, we go work for you now. But how can you blame people when go vote? As they come up from the polling unit, somebody change the results, announce the person will not win. Like Imo State, the person will not participate for election and be governor. You understand? So, what if people...
No, don't be saying no participate, but I finish, I think now third if you...
If person finish fourth, now participation be that. You know? So, now, I'm just making the point that the people are buffeted from right. You know,
but you feel that they don't see you enough. Now, the reason why I ask, we say, if they don't see person say, okay, you're there for the people very much, it's very easy for them to say, okay, yes, this is not the person where I want to actually go for. You feel say Nigerians don't feel you and see you enough.
When I tell you, who popular pass Zik for 1979? Who popular pass Awolowo for 1979? I mean, Okan. All those guys that participate for election in 1979, or if you choose any one of them, Nigerians, they don't know them since when they did their 20s. Waiting Obasanjo them do. They go bring Shagari, we be grade 2 teacher. We even talk say he no won't be president, say na Senate he won't go. They say no, they buy presidential floor. They become president. So don't be say they see you. You know, at my age now, people know me well for this country now. If you don't know me for when I did university, you will know me through publishing, you know Sahara reporters. So all the enlightened voters, they know me. But the question we say, the people, Nigeria are not property of some people. The people who own Nigeria, they don't want to make Nigeria see any other person but them when they destroy the country.
Well, I don't think
where the struggle day for us with that. Not be say to just present ourselves alone, present idea. Because when at the top, people will tell me, say, you get ideas. We know say you get ideas. We know say you get stubborn. We know say we feel do this thing. But you know, interestingly, you know, all those corner way of they describe how to change yourself. And why you not allow these people to go first before you come? We know say you feel be president, but why you not go Senate now, or you know, maybe go manage for House of Rep? Like say, the House of Rep problem. Any country will get a big problem. They solve it from the most important place. You know, it just be like say me person get cancer now. Make you go to treat, you know, eczema. You feel cure yourself. No, now the thing will kill you now. You have to treat the real disease. The real disease is leadership. The most important leadership position in Nigeria is presidency. We have a very powerful presidential position.
Okay.
If president gets it right for this country, everything will be. Even to wake up and sleep, if the president decides for this country, if it does say you wake up, say you know there'll be money and force everybody back to sleep. It's not as if that kind of power is also necessary.
Okay.
But what all great countries do in the world is that they select or elect, you know, I'll say elect in democracy, the best amongst them. They don't say to the best, oh, go and sit at the back and come put the person way no sabi drive. It's just like how they describe and say, Nigeria be like a country where you go buy a new car, put tires and everything. But the time when you say, me go bring driver, the driver when you bring now the reverse gear, nice and use. If he go front, no, if he go front, because he doesn't know how to go front. He only know how to go backward.
All right, you mentioned, say, when you take part in the 2019 election, today, you say that's election they do. Say they dash you 30-something thousand.
Yeah.
Now you don't set out again to contest this one where they come. What do you see in the terms of the planning, in terms of waiting there on ground? What give you the confidence that this one will be different?
The explanation, the answer be say, not what I see, now what I want to do, and the most important.
Because you get what you supposed to give you the guarantee, say this one will turn out to this election.
And the answer you,
okay.
Me, what I see, if everybody succumb to RAM, and the same thing way you see, all of us are skeptical as anything if we even come out of election.
Okay.
But the team is saying that so we go to look at. So person go say to you, election happen, you know work. I go do revolution. They say no, make you wait for another 4 years. You understand? But now the fact that I participate in election in 2019, now more people listen to me when I say this thing no good do. Now we do that make us rich and SARS, for example. So it was that I don't participate that time. Other factors feel no come in. People have to overcome obstacles in the way of their democracy. If you believe in democracy, believe in peaceful agitation for progress in your society. If the other alternative, now to go and myself, say I don't believe, I won't bring down the system. But what I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong if you say these are the rules in other places, or, because democracy be like calculator where you buy, they come with instructions.
Sure. If
people they violate and you shoot to the people, but if you don't participate, people not go know the reason why they must demand for the original.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go on a break very, very soon. But before we go on the break, I just want to hold you to some of your words where you come and cite up. Now, part of your mandate, now, number one, free education and reform pension, job creation. And you even talk, say, over 100,000 naira for minimum wage.
Yes.
How you plan to go about this? The reason why we bring you in there now for Nigerians to know their candidates.
Yes. So, the investment for education is so important that you will see all the Nigerian leaders, even though some of them are in their 60s, they will tell you, say, if not we say somebody brings school for my village, I want tap or I be herdsman, because people invested in their education. In fact, some of them, most of them that are still there now, they were sent abroad on scholarship, grants. And some of them came back, some of them did not come back. Free education is not a favor to the people. It is to develop a society that can sustain itself with brain power. I give you an example now. How many students they go to university? If I ask you, I'm sure you don't get the numbers. But you know the population of Nigeria. Do you know that all the students in higher institution all pass 1.5 million people? What is the percentage of 1.5 million is to 200 million? Other places, you need at least 25% of your population will go to higher institutions for you to be able to catch up with the way they want the rest. So we need to get there. Already, we don't already lose 8,000 doctors to the UK and US since COVID. And then you can't close down university. How you will produce new doctors? What I'm saying is that investment is what is important, because when you invest in human beings, when they look back, the thing that they can, what a well-educated Nigerian can do for Nigeria is more than what all the weapons in the world bought can do for Nigeria if we have progress. Because most of our security problems come from the fact that we don't send our children to go to school. You understand? We abandon them. When they grow up, they don't get any school to go, they don't get any job, they carry gun because now survival of the fittest, to create jungle. But that investment we they make now is what what will protect you in the future. Like they talk something for America. Say if you don't send your child to go to school, make the same money for prison uniform. You understand? Because somehow he will get into trouble. It doesn't mean that people will go to school, they get into trouble. But it's just that, you lay that foundation. So now make me talk about free education, because me, I be product of free education where I will bring Ondo State for 1980. Now make me go secondary school. Otherwise, now only 6 people they go secondary school for my village. When free education come, 150 people jump out of bush. We don't even know say they did there. They said, you want to go to school? And I don't travel, go around Nigeria. Nowhere where I go for 2018, 2019, go campaign where people don't talk about school. Even in the north where they shout say they don't want to go to school. All those women they shout say they want Makaranta. They don't ask me for money. So Makaranta meaning we want to send our children to school, because children are not just ordinary people. When you have children, you have affinity to them. A lot in Africa in particular, our children are our social security. What is the meaning of that? When you are tired and you can't work anymore, the children when you train go school and will support you.
So sorry, we need to hold you for that. We need to hold you that on that one because we need to go on this break. Now, don't forget, say you where they hear us and just go on top of Facebook. We did there at Lasgidi FM 901. Put all your questions there. You feel ask them any question when you want ask them, and then when we come back after this break, our phone lines officially go they open 0700-901-901-901. Time for you to ask them question 0700-901-901-901. We still get inside the studio the AAC presidential candidate for 2023, Omoyele ToRi. Will come back?
ToRi for town. On top Lasgidi FM 90.1. If na talk, we get out. If na music, we sabi. If na better go, our head dey there. Lasgidi FM 90.1. Your number one best station. Ekwebala. Lasgidi. Hey, Ayana, see, hey.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. I see that you have cough. You have, oh, so sorry. You can take your coffee now before we come in.
Huh?
You can be taking your coffee before we come in. So sorry. Yeah, that's the one. They don't want to come in. No, that's how it is. It will go through.
Show your balanced diet, and this diet now for you. Make you know.
What's up, madam?
Hey, Baba, sorry, I never see you. Sorry. How about you now? How about well done. Good to see you.
I don't see you.
You're not Nigerian now.
Don't great now.
Well, Lasgidi 90.1
Well
FM.
done.
Thanks, man.
Hey, girl. You want to know everything about house matter? Oh, yeah, join every Thursday from 11 a.m. Wakago reach 11:30 on top property matters. Make you sabi everything wey concern house matter. Now, Golden Bricks Properties. Now, carry this program. Come your demand.
Shey you wan celebrate anybody on top radio? If na better damage you want, abi entertainment gist, matter wey concern women nko, and even men too. As dem dey talk, you no go fit talk woman matter make men sef no follow shook mouth. Abi na lie? Make you dey join sweetness overload and chi the chiquito on top Gidi runs from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for Lasgidi 90.1 FM. Make we run the things together.
This one, na Lasgidi 90.1 FM. ToRi for town. On top Lasgidi FM 90.1.
Alright, so we're going back on. I'll just Alright, welcome back. You still on top ToRi for town for Lasgidi FM 90.1, and we still discuss with the AAC presidential candidate for 2023, Omoyele ToRi.
And of course, plenty issues still there to take concerning this 2023 election. We'll just continue from where we stopped. Part of the things where a whole lot of people say, now wait till they speak their belly about this election where they come. Now, the one way they provide for the 2023 Electoral Act, the one way gives some level of guarantees, say some of the things we will do will be dependent on electronic and all of those things. They speak your belly to or not. Because when I asked you that question the other time, I expected you to say, okay, the Electoral Act innovations are part of the things where they give you the confidence to try again.
Yeah, but the thing is, anybody where they're born for Nigeria, you must come with a gene of skepticism.
Okay.
Because all these are our leaders. They are way ahead of us in terms of, like, anytime when you see they accede to something, they don't already get another solution we don't know. Because already they don't begin pull back. Even for now, they say, electronic, but the other day they told us manual compilation now. So that they give me some doubt, say they really serious
Okay.
to resolve this problem. The other part we say electronic transmission does not guarantee that the election cannot be rigged or won't be rigged. Because now within the officer right now will still transmit the polling unit presiding officer. The solution long term electronic voting.
Okay.
Which involves that anywhere where you take, you feel vote, as long as you are verified. Maybe they will send you a token. This is my token. When it's time to vote, I vote with that token. Don't go. Because if we can be collecting money anywhere from our apps, there should be an app that can also ensure that we can vote and our votes will count. That's where we should be headed. Not with transmission of paper where they scan. Because small time you will hear network failure. You know, somebody can, the internet is a switch, has a switch. Sure. Somebody can switch all the thing off in a particular area if they are losing. You know, because it was the same way we were excited when we hear about the thumb printing machine when it comes to very. Now that thing has become obsolete because they found a way around it. And don't forget that politicians will still go buy votes. That one, the electronic transmission.
No,
so until citizens reach a point where they decide say they know will sell their votes. But before we go reach there, the economy must improve. Because it's a function of how citizens get money and make them not go to sell their conscience at the polling unit. Politicians don't they understand all these things. You know, say in 1999, 2003. Now they carry ballot papers, they pursue them. You know. They don't carry ballot papers anymore. That one now obsolete idea. Then they can't move from there to make they go to write this thing or thumb print at home. When they lost a few of the cases, when they found out one person thumb print, they shifted away from that. Then they can't move into coalition centers. You don't vote all time. Now from the coalition center where they allocate votes to people like us, you will get 100 like this, take your IC, and when you reach coalition center, they just wipe them out. That is the problem that we have, and now it is vote by until.
But those ones don't get anything to do with your politics. Your activism.
These are things that has to. It's my politics now.
Your activism is your politics.
Of course. How do you divorce my politics? Not be the way I talk, then invest them. Not be the way I talk from university days. If you follow me from university, people really listen to me. We go in like activists. We spent 6 years to graduate instead of 4 years. Why? Because we defy military government, so we don't want them to be in our space. And they don't develop those years. If my activism could lead me to spend 6 years in the US, why do you think that restriction, being charged for treason, being shot at by the police, broad daylight in Abuja, and all those things, they are meant to tie my hand behind my back, so that what you are talking about now, I will not enjoy it. And you are dealing with powerful people who are rich, The moment they saw, especially after NSAS, the ruling class was shaken to their roots. And they have decided that, look, we don't do mistake or allow these young people to follow these radical people. They're going to pull one of their own, come out.
Which one?
Let's just a listen now.
Okay.
Babangida and Obasanjo, anybody where you see Obasanjo they support, Babangida they support. They are part of Ruling Nigeria FC football club. Because they own this country. That is where you start suspecting that they don't want a radical change, because those are the people that make sure that Nigeria never made progress, democratically speaking, economically speaking, politically speaking. And now the thing will happen this time around. I don't go one station where they ask me the same question. I tell them, say, in a period of revolutionary demand or curiosity, there could also be revolutionary confusion. Yes. But to answer you well, all this thing when I talk, I say youth day somewhere, not PR. Yes, PR.
So what should they see?
Not me say if I ask now which poll will I conduct, we say youth day with everybody. No, there's nothing scientific.
All right, so I'm going to hold both of them on top this one. 2023 it's still just there around the corner, and we go actually know once Nigerians march to the polling unit. But right now, Lagos, time for you to talk to us. The phone line for you to call us now 0700901901 or you send message into 09094901901. Talk to us. Good morning.
Tell us your name.
Hello, good morning. Ekaro. Waiting your name, where they call us from? This one on Lasgidi FM.
ToRi for time.
Alright, so
ToRi
we're going to
for
wait on
time.
about the time because we get to confirmation guests in the studio. Hello, good morning.
Off your radio.
Alright, just try call us back 0700901901. Alright, I see this message for you. Good morning, Princess Adezewe and Chief Ukpai Zera. He said, I hope say our confirmatory guest inside the studio, your own case not go be like the one that they talk say is easier said than done, because not be today we don't hear promises from the past and present government which never come to reality. All the promises we don't they get from them now promise we man they promise woman on top bed. Uncle Batola, I send this one.
Make your answer now.
Exactly.
Yes, even if you promise woman on top bed, it is going to leave you when you finish. You must fulfill the promise. But on a serious note, though, is that person we handle assignment way tough. I know if you handle other assignments where they tough. When I did 22 years old for this country, they go university, waiting Nigeria's biggest problem: corruption, military rule, economic problem. Now we confront them. Now we drive Babangida for power for this country. Now we drive Abacha, drive all of them. So not democracy where we get now. When we say you need tough people, we will make things right. We get intellect, we get exposure, we get education. Now it will become the problem. And the thing you say, you have to look at people's records when they are making promises, if they can fulfill it. So I have collateral that I can submit to the Nigerian people, and that is my past. Say for 32 years, 3 decades and more, I have never departed from the path of justice, honesty, and integrity.
All right, we get
All right, this one say from Victor Ufomba. He said, good morning, Princess Uvbi and Oga Ukpai and our guest, Mr. ToRi. He said, we have had recent kidnapping of school children over some time now. Even the school management and security agencies can't give us account of those children being kidnapped. He said, please, Mr. ToRi, suggest ways how this can be stopped.
We have to stop the bleeding. The security of the country is in dire straits. It's not only school children that are kidnapped, people are being kidnapped in their farms, people are being kidnapped in churches. It has reached a level, I heard about 2 weeks ago, that dead bodies are being kidnapped for ransom. Yes. So you add that to banditry, terrorism, you know that you need complete security overhaul. And I've seen it that when I become president of Nigeria, I will fire plenty of army generals where I know they compromise. If you need, I will bring in mercenaries, make it come stop all these things, so that first we will stop the bleeding.
All right, Lasgidi FM, talk to us. What will be your name?
Hello, good morning. My name is Ambassador Toroforo.
All right, fire down with the hear you.
Good morning.
But what will be your question? What will be your question? Because you get just 1 minute.
Just the talk.
Okay, you just want to talk.
Just the point in mind.
All right. All right, thank you so much. Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. All right, you own a contribution.
Yes.
But sorry, because of time, we're not going to be actually taking lots more because we get a lot of messages for here. This one say, okay, you say, what is your main ideology? Where if it make you feel say you can rescue Nigeria as a country? Galadim and I say I'm come.
Galadim. My main ideology now, socialism. You know, but we carry welfareism for head. That is, I believe in the welfare of the masses and that they should own their resources and control it. And the reason we say the capitalistic system we they practice for here not be not just buccaneers, we just carry ideas. You remember last week, the people who don't sell disco to give them loans, when they take Nigeria, they take back the discos again. You go give loans to big men and you go still, and the country go still pay and throw AMCON. You go sell something, give them, and you go still go repair them. You know, sometimes you go repair house at 100 million, go sell them to them for 20. They'll go take the house, borrow money, and you still go pay back.
That one adjusts our own, the nature of our own capitalism. Because there's corruption in the system. Don't say capitalism is
and the thing where they tell you say,
you.
the one, so why you go sell companies will belong to the public, to somebody, when you know say, now you go still take care. Why don't you just let the public maintain and own? Now the thing will create the unemployment that you see now the selling of, when they start from Obasanjo time, all the federal houses were sold to House of Rep members. They will go take loan, come back, they will not pay back the loan. You will come take AMCON, help them pay back the loan. You want to trust in our own idea. There's nothing with Nigeria leaders touch will not go spoil now. That will not be news. You know, but the guy we take style talk about strategy. I just want to answer him. Since when I don't they play like monkey, you understand? Because they'll say if you want catch monkey, go play like monkey. So since when I don't they try catch monkey, not be said that did not nobody turn the whole country to monkeys. You understand? We won't catch monkey for Babangida that time, make we no push him, you know, play handover. We vote. You understand? We won't catch monkey Abacha time, make we not play handover. You won't catch monkey third time for Obasanjo. You won't catch monkey, they bring Yaradua, we don't get liver. They won't catch monkey.
Sorry, it's time not be our friend, to be honest. We would like to just
But I will just ask you this last one in just 1 minute. Just answer this question. And a person said, "I'm coming." Say, what do you go do with the cost of services and goods for inside markets? So, what do you go do? You go do price control.
You think we say
in just 1 minute.
The question when you ask about living wage, and I go solve that problem. How can you pay somebody 30,000 naira to survive in a month when they don't even feel cover transportation alone? But when you invest in people's living wage, they will get enough money. It will spoil production. It will spoil more people. When there is demand, it will force more people to go and produce, farm, do all these things, and society will be. And when you build infrastructure, create jobs, more and more people will be able to cope with living. But when you play people slave wages, and the simple way to describe it is that the market where you go for here, they are the same market where person they collect 150,000 for South Africa they go.
All right, thank you very much. So you're inside the studio. We celebrate you and your crew. We're actually there inside the studio. Thank you very much. All right, time now for us to end. Close the curtain on top. ToRi for time. We'll come your domot again tomorrow. My name is Uvbi.
My name is still now Ukpai with the hand over to the very good hands of Otong.
Sweetness and meow.